Hey everyone, today's December 26, 2022, and I hope all of you having a great day today, and welcome to my new YouTube channel. I hope all of you had a great holiday, and New Year's is just around the corner. In this video, I thought I would give tips on how to lose weight and how to do it successfully. So right now I'm in the process of losing weight myself. If you guys didn't watch my last video, I actually had surgery this past August, and it was pretty intrusive to the point where I couldn't lift weights or do any physical activity for several months after. I've been back working out for about 2 months now, and I'm at the point where I want to start decreasing my body fat, and I want to be in shape for my wedding that's in Hawaii in 5 months. And even after my wedding, I want to keep progressing to get my dream physique. So after I go over these tips, I'm going to do a quick cardio session, head to the gym, and do a full back day. So prior to my surgery, I was on a cut to lose some weight, and what I was going to do was get in shape for my wedding coming up. My surgery definitely held me back, but I want to get right back into it, and I want to show you guys how I recorded how much weight I was losing. So when I'm on a cut, what I do every morning is I'll weigh myself and record it in this notebook. What I do is take the average of every week to give an idea of how much weight I'm losing weekly. Keep in mind, I don't put too much emphasis on weight considering muscle weighs more than fat. But for this, it's just a way to record where I'm at. Because for me, I know when I'm doing things correctly, when I'm around 185 pounds, that's my ideal weight and my ideal physique. So just to show you guys here, for this cut, I started on March 7th. I started at 207.5 pounds. And as you can see, I recorded every day. So this notebook stopped at June 14th, and I was at 190.2 pounds. I had my surgery on August 3rd, and I weighed 185 pounds at that point, and I was maintaining 185 for several months. For me, losing weight is very hard. My genetics aren't great, and I am an endomorph. But I've been strength training for almost 16 years now, and I know what works best for me to get the physique I want and to maintain it. So if you guys didn't watch my last video, after my surgery, like I said, I wasn't able to do any physical activity, and I did let my nutrition go. So about 2 weeks ago, on December 11th, I started recording my weight again. I started at 204.4 pounds, and as of today, I'm 198.8. So today I'll give you 5 tips on how you can lose weight and how to make it easier. For me, I like the minimalistic way of going over training, nutrition, and for me, as long as I do everything correctly, I'm able to lose weight and keep a lot of my muscle. So number 1 on this list today is sleep. And I know a lot of people have trouble with getting consistent amount of sleep, and everyone needs a different amount. For most people, usually about 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Some people need 10 hours. So find what's best for you to perform. Because when you're sleeping, you're recovering the most, especially when you're strength training, you're breaking down your muscles. When you're sleeping, that's when you're building the most back up. One thing you want to do is get consistent sleep, get into REM sleep, get into that deep sleep. For me, a problem I had for a long time was I would wake up several times throughout the night, and I would get a good amount of hours, around 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but it wasn't high quality sleep. If you have to find a good bedtime routine for you to get tired, sleep at a decent time, and find a way to sleep throughout the whole night without waking yourself up. For example, if you're drinking too much water at night and you're waking up to pee a lot, try not to drink too much water several hours before you have to go to sleep. Another thing too is don't eat foods past a specific time. I would say don't eat food like 3 to 4 hours before you're gonna sleep. A lot of that food will sit in your stomach overnight and not digest really fast. And keep in mind too, for each of these 5, I can go into deep detail, and I could do a full video about each. In this video, I'm giving you 5 general things to do to make losing weight easier. So number 2 is tracking macros and calories. And for people that don't do this, it can sound like a drag because being able to track everything you put in your body sounds like a lot of work, but in reality, it isn't if you do it for a while. It's something you get used to, and for me, it's second nature to me. And to best help you, you want to download this app right here. So this app right here, this icon, this is MyFitnessPal. And with this app, you can track everything you eat. And for example, I'll go to yesterday. And this is my breakfast here. I had a Premier Protein, 3 egg whites, and I had a hash brown. So for example, I'll click on my Premier Protein. It'll show how much calories it has, the carbs, fat, and protein. And what you want to look for when you're losing weight is your carbs, fat, and protein, and how many calories you're eating. In another video, I'll go over how to find your maintenance calories and how to decrease calories so you'll consistently lose weight and being able to keep that weight off. Right now, I am on a calorie deficit and I'm losing weight pretty good right now. I just started my cut about 2 weeks ago. I'm losing a lot of water weight initially. And keep in mind, when you're losing weight, you'll be losing fat and muscle. So regarding tracking calories, to give you an idea here to make it easier, I eat a lot of the same things every day. Usually for breakfast and lunch, it's very similar meals, and I call those sample meals. Knowing exactly how much protein, fat, and carbs are in each meal, how many calories it is, makes it super easy to enter it on MyFitnessPal. Usually I have the same 2 or 3 meals for breakfast and lunch, so it's super easy to enter those in. For me, my dinner is a meal that can usually change, but if I'm eating usually the same breakfast and lunch, if I'm only tracking dinner and the protein in between, that's not bad at all. So the longer you start tracking calories, it becomes second nature. This is definitely something essential to losing weight. And I know a lot of people that track calories for a long time. Eventually we have a good idea of what kind of foods have what kind of calories and the macros. And eventually you may not need to track them at all because you already know what has what. It's knowing how much calories you need to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain. In another video, I'll go over how to find your macros and how many calories you need per day to maintain, lose weight, or if you're looking to gain weight, do that as well. Now for number 3 on my list, I put no cheat days. This is really planning ahead for special occasions. So for example, yesterday was Christmas and the day before was Christmas Eve. During the holidays, I'm always eating more with my family. And since I know I'll be eating more during this time, I'll make sure I'll eat less, like earlier that day or even the day before. I'm making sure I'm saving my calories for those big meals for Christmas, New Year's, whatever I'm doing. Because keep in mind, Christmas, New Year's, your birthday, they're on the same day every year. So it's not a surprise. All you have to do is plan ahead. If you have to eat a little bit less earlier that day or the day before, or do a little bit extra cardio leading up to the holiday, you'll be able to, no problem, eat what you want during the holidays. The one thing you don't want to do is overdo it and eat till you're extremely full. Now for number 4, and this is in regards to strength training. It's to always lift like you're trying to grow muscle. So when you're on a calorie deficit, for example, you'll be losing body fat and muscle. And when that's happening, for most people, you'll start losing strength over time. But even though that's happening, I'll make sure I'm pushing myself in the gym every single time, pushing till failure and making sure I'm pushing harder in the gym every single time. For a lot of people, when they start losing weight, you'll lose muscle and fat, like I said, strength goes down, and it can be really psychological knowing that you're lifting less weight than before. But as long as you are pushing yourself, like I said, lifting like you're trying to grow muscle, pushing yourself, making sure you're trying to lift as much and not slacking, that is a great tip to burn a good amount of calories and to maintain a good amount of muscle while you are losing weight. When you're on a calorie deficit, as long as you are weight training hard and eating the amount of protein you need to maintain or grow your muscles, maintain as much muscle as you possibly can while you're losing body fat. Keep in mind, like I said, you are going to lose fat and muscle, but you want to maintain as much muscle as possible while you are cutting. Now number 5, and for people that have been strength training for a long time, they already know this, but number 5 is to not worry about the weight on the scale. I know a lot of people who put way too much emphasis on how much they weigh, and your weight can fluctuate so much day to day. So if you are going to track weight like I'm doing, I make sure I take the average of each week, and then you can really see how much weight you are losing. But like I said, weight weighs more than muscle, and there's also your water weight, and a lot of things differ. For example, if you have a good amount of sodium the day before, you could be carrying more water weight, and you can be up a pound or 2. And it really depends on what's going on. But one thing to know is, don't worry about the weight on the scale. The one thing you need to worry about is how you look in the mirror. So what I'm doing right now is I am tracking my weight, but I'm also taking pictures of myself several days a week so to see where I'm at. So over time, I can track my progress. So in a future video, I'll go into more detail for these 5 tips, especially number 2, tracking calories and macros. For me, that is the number 1 thing next to sleep to lose body fat and to maintain good amount of muscle mass, especially if you're natural. None of these are more important than the other. These all go together. And what you want to do is you want to have a balanced lifestyle. You want to make sure you're eating correctly, getting a good amount of sleep, making sure you're pushing yourself in the gym. And number 1 thing for me is making sure I'm having fun and making sure I'm not suffering too much. Because when you're depleting yourself, the more you are losing weight, the more you're going to get hungry. I also want to give you tips on how to suffer the least, how to curb your appetite, and make sure you're feeling satiated even though you are depleting yourself. Alright guys, so I have my electrolyte drink that I love sipping before, during, and after my run. So I'm going to get this run started. After running, I'll head to the gym and I'll record a full back day. Alright guys, so it is the next day right now. I'm currently editing the video you guys are watching. So the back day I filmed yesterday, that footage got corrupted. So instead, I'm gonna do a full chest day and film that for you guys and enter that at the end of this video. I'm gonna head to the gym right now and let's get this workout going. Alright guys, let's get this chest day commentary going here. So for this workout, I did 20 sets of chest, 8 sets of triceps, and what I did was 1 free weight exercise, which is flat bench, and all the other chest exercises were machine because I did not have a spotter today. I did a couple warm-up sets with the bar and 135, then worked my way up to this set, which is my first working set of 205, which felt really easy for me today. Keep in mind, I didn't have a spotter, so I was stopping about 1 to 2 reps early. And my surgery I had several months ago in August was on my chest. I'm working up to get my strength back. Before August, my working sets were at 275, and I feel like I'm gonna get back there really soon. This workout I felt really strong. So like my first set I did 205, the 3 sets after I left it at 225. Because I didn't have a spotter, I didn't want to go too heavy in weight here. But I felt like for my last 1 or 2 sets, I could have at least increased it to 245 or 255. But I stuck it with 225, and for all the other exercises, I went to failure. Like I said, I felt really strong today. Each set I had great energy. If I had a spotter, I could have easily pushed out maybe 2-3 reps. And if I had a spotter, I would have went with a heavier weight as well. But it still felt really good to do flat bench. Because even a month ago, I was barely able to rep out 185 because I was still just getting back into chest after having my surgery. All right, now going into this last set here, I stuck it with 225, like I said, and I was definitely had a great pump at this point, but I could have done a couple more reps. And like I said, I wish I increased the weight, but now I know for my next chest day, my working sets could be maybe 20, 25 pounds heavier than this workout. What I do for my workouts, I write down the weight in my phone in the notes for each exercise so I know what I'm doing and how to increase the weight over time. For my second chest exercise, I did this incline machine. And this is a slight incline, not too much of an incline, but enough where I'm feeling it in my upper chest and I got a great pump. For all 4 sets, I went to failure. And I forgot to mention, for every exercise I did today, I did reverse pyramid around 10, 8, 6, and 4 for the reps. If I couldn't do exact, I got close enough, but I still made sure I went to failure for every single set. I usually stick with the same workouts for chest day, back day, leg day, shoulder day, arm day, and so on. What I do is I keep it really minimalistic. What I do is I make sure I do the same exercises, but I make sure I'm pushing harder every time, going till failure, making sure I'm getting strong. I make sure I push and I'm going into progressive overload. So the third pushing exercise I did was another chest press, and I absolutely love this machine. I wanted to burn out my chest with this. 4 sets, went to failure, kept increasing the weight for each one for this because it felt really good. Usually at this point, my third pushing exercise, I start feeling some fatigue. I kept the weight pretty heavy and it felt really, really good. So my last exercise for chest was the chest fly machine. And this felt really good. Like I said, I felt really good today. A lot of energy, kept the weight high. Just like the other exercises, I made sure I went to complete failure. But at this point, I had such a big pump. It was hard to rep these out. But I made sure I was focusing, pushing through these workouts, making sure I was doing progressive overload. And like I said, I write down the weight I do every week, so I start increasing it slowly over time to get that progressive overload, and I make sure I'm working hard every single workout. So like I said, I did 2 tricep exercises at the end. The first one was a tricep overhead press, which I haven't done in a while. It felt really, really good. And the last one was a tricep rope pushdown, which also felt really good. But at this point, I was completely fatigued. My triceps were fried from all the chest workouts. But I did 4 sets at pretty decent weight for myself. Kind of cheated on a couple reps, but it felt really, really good. All right, guys, I'm ending the video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video today. I feel like I could have separated my informational video from my chest workout because today's video was kind of long. I'm still figuring out how to make these videos, but I feel like today's video was really good. So please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please leave a comment down below what you guys thought of this video, and let me know what you guys want to see on this channel and what I can improve on. And remember, I respond back to every comment I get. Peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.